So, Dustin, this is a very long overdue video. Today, I want to talk about our friends, Jeff and Ben. Do you want to tell us a little bit about our friends?
Back in, I think it was June 13th?
Yes, mid-June somewhere.
We had a customer show up that we had never helped before. They were traveling through the area, and they basically called up and said, hey, we want to set up an appointment to do a frame inspection. And so we said, sure, come on by. And so when they showed up, what we didn't know is that their unit had been at Grand Design Factory 3 times, 3 different incidents for repairs. We really feel bad for everybody that's having this issue. And as we dive into it, we'll go from there.
Hey everybody, this is Dustin, Urban Specialist, and today we're looking at a 2021 Grand Design Momentum, a 2021 Grand Design Momentum that's been to the factory 3 times for frame failure, repaired from Grand Design. And go ahead and pick it up, Zach. What we want to show you is the whole room and the wall are moving. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but I'm gonna put the phone as close as I can to the noise and the structure of the rear wall from the deck. Go ahead and go back down. Go ahead and pick it back up. Go ahead and go back down. Go ahead and pick it back up. Go ahead and go back down. All right, so as you can hear and see, we got both sides of the slide out wall that are moving. It also looks like it's disturbing that molding up front. Go ahead and go back up one more time. I don't think I can get it on video, but I just want to see if there's tweaking up at the top. Go ahead and go back down. All of that's making noise up top. They're flexing too.
Yeah. So even after watching that again, and it just makes me feel bad for those guys. As you can see, like the decals, they were shifting, and the slide out room itself too. The slide out room, basically was moving within the walls, and so that happens to be a Schwinn type slide out. We all know, there's not a lot of tolerances in those, so they're not supposed to, we'll say, move that much. So it's causing wear and damage to that system as well. Just going down the road, picture that whole room just sitting there bouncing around and moving.
You ready for number 2?
Yeah.
Right, it's supposed to go in and out, and it's doing that too. It's blocking it, so it's probably damaged that Schwinn tag too. If it hasn't failed yet, it probably will sooner or later. Look at right here. Watch how we can't see anything. Go ahead and go up. Look at that. That's the weight off of it, as if it was like sitting on a truck. Go ahead and come down.
Oh, geez.
So the whole deck is moving, and you can hear it all up in the walls. So wherever that, even though there's framework that's back in here, and that's some of the stuff that they're fixing back in here where they break loose initially, it's teeter-tottered to where now it's broken back up in here. The only way you can get into that stuff is cut that wall both sides and then take all that flooring out. All that popping and stuff you're hearing. You wanted to go inside with it up too, huh?
It's so crazy.
Yeah. And so just to make it clear, Dustin, for the viewers, that's simply just raising and lowering that front nose. Nobody's moving that slide out in or out. It's just the movement of it when that upper deck's going up or down.
Yeah. So picture it being on the back of the pickup truck. And every time that truck and trailer is moving and flexing, that floor is flexing up and down, almost doing like I talked about in another video, like a teeter-totter technique. And so when we go inside here in a second, what you're going to see is the whole back of, let me grab a envelope or something here. The whole back of the floor, basically when it's picking up, it's picking up and it's causing tension on the back, and it's flexing, it's tweaking like this, and it's actually broke loose at the back end of it. So as you if you came up the stairs itself, that's where it's broken up as well. So I mean, a lot of times, they're checking for hey, how much movement does it have in the pin spot going up and down? Oh, it's only going up 1/4 of an inch. Well, they're not checking for the down on it. So, as that truck and everything is moving up and down, there's also damage to the back side as well as to the front side.
We'll go on the inside now.
Okay, Zach, go ahead and lift it up.
Zach, you want to close the gate instead?
Oh man, look at the cabinets. Oh my God. Hey, Zach, go back down and then go back up.
Christina, let's go on forklift.
Look at that
wow.
space up in the top corner up there.
Yeah.
That cabinet completely broke loose from the ceiling in that corner. Watch when it comes down, when the weight's off of it. Go ahead and drop it back down. See that? This side's doing the same thing too. See, look, you can even see the insulation back there. Go ahead and go back up. Man, that does not sound good at all.
And
So the whole entire cabinet's up there.
and down here.
Oh, and down there
If you
too?
watch that, if you have them do it again, mark it against the window and the side table.
Go ahead and go back down, Zach. Oh, wow. That's hella bad. That's crazy.
This is the niche.
That shouldn't be doing that at all. This side doesn't look like it's moved.
Not as much.
All. So what's crazy is the back, I think, is broken on this side back here. So I think the back wall is broken more back this way, and the front wall is broken more that way. And so when it did it, it's basically teetering more to the left, which is causing that to have more play over there. But when it's doing that up and down over there, it's fracturing the back over here because it's diving down and lifting up. And then when it's lifting up, it's diving down.
Yeah. We could feel that actually standing on the floor too. You could feel the floor itself moving and creaking and popping.
Yeah.
And they were telling me that just, when you level the coach and that's stable off of the lower deck, it's not stabilizing up off of the upper deck. So as the lower deck was stable, the top deck is still popping and moving as they're walking around inside there. And so, again, it's like an overhang, and it's bending up and down this way. It's picking up back here, and it's damaged completely. I mean, you're talking just like that other lawsuit that I dealt with. You would have to rip everything out, the floor, get down to everything so you could see it from both top and bottom and sides to be able to get in there and fix it. And I don't think it was caused from anything that, the consumer did. Hey, have you ever had to stop in an emergency situation? Have you ever jumped the truck and trailer off something? Have you been going up and over curbs or, anything like that? Any kind of tire blowouts or anything? And you would see telltale signs. You'd see if they dropped it on their truck. None of that appeared. Yeah. Now what we did in video was me and Ben went further back in the coach, and we had Zach lifted up and down again. Yeah. You could hear noise throughout the whole back of the coach too. So you could see movement, and it had a center galley kitchen dining. You could see movement in that floor. You could go back into the toy hauler section where there was like a rear bathroom, and you could see stuff moving and creaking back there where things had shifted. So it was not only the upper deck, but it was the lower deck as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think even the lower deck was starting to lose its camber. I should have got up on the roof and looked at the roof, and it was a hindsight 2020. If you could go back and do certain things over again, I would have took a level inside, actually got some laser measurements, got some level measurements. Then I could really tell how far the floor was off, checking for more cracks on the front of the cap, the roof line, stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that coach. And they had said at one point that they had took some framework out that was in that coach, but added some other framework to that coach. So it sounded like each time it had been to the factory, they would, do like a Band-Aid fix, and then, it came back, it broke. Let's try something different. Okay, that broke. Let's go back a third time and try another fix. Well, how many times are they going to fix it till they decide to either, buy them back, sell them a new one? I just don't know. I'm not mad at Grand Design. I mean, I get it. They're getting beat the hell out of. The consumers are feeling it. The dealerships are feeling it. Us as a repair shop, we see it. We really feel bad. I feel bad for, you, the owner. On our Grand Design group now, we have 21,000 members. And I don't think that this is out there enough for people to realize. You think about, we deal as a repair shop, 50% of our customers live in the unit full time. And doesn't mean that they're traveling full time. They could be living in it full time parked. And so for those that are parked, they may not be traveling enough with it to experience, the failures that are going to someday occur. For the other ones that are, the guys that are going, yeah, they're the ones that everybody's seeing that's happened to. For the normal, I call it the normal weekender, the normal husband and wife or couple that's bought one, that's just traveling, maybe it'd be once a month or so on. They're starting to see it. The whole flame flux issue and damage. Have we seen that? Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not going to say hundreds of times, but I've seen that over the course of 25 years. It just now came out a lot more, but in the past we would see, accidentally things would get not welded right, or, somebody would drop it on their truck and break it, or somebody would have a blowout, or somebody would, drive it off into like an embankment or a curve or something that would cause damage to it. They had to stop an emergency situation. And so things like that would break those frames. And, we have a couple videos even out where we've repaired them for owners, but there's a certain point where some are repairable and some aren't repairable. And as time has gone in our industry, everything's always got bigger, taller, longer, heavier. Now there's a lot more stuff to instead of just walking into a bare bedroom, fixing that bare deck, now it's full kitchens up there. There's living quarters, there's dining rooms, there's all kinds of stuff up there that is a lot more involved to make that repair instead of just having an open room. Even Jeff and Ben's, they had a full bathroom in there. And I think it was a bathroom closet. And then some of them have, multiple slide out rooms. So you're talking a lot of stuff has to come in and out to get to those repairs. And I can see why Grand Design did what they did. We were really shocked when we were like, oh, okay, you're going to go to a 5-year warranty. Yeah, I got you. That was a way of preventing them from having to make it a recall. If they would have had to make it a recall, an email, phone call, mail out every single person, just that alone would have cost millions of dollars. And then, hey, you potentially might have this problem. Okay, now what? Who do we take it to? Right? Dealerships are not trained for that. So now they got to worry about,
And they're overwhelmed right now too.
yeah, they're overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have to worry about, they have to go out and send somebody out to every dealership to quote unquote train them to look at this stuff, to identify, yes, you have it, or no, you don't have it. And then, or have a whole team of SRT guys that are trained to look at it or make a Band-Aid repair to get it back to the factory. So I mean, it's just so many things that go on. And then you have all the back and forth with Lippert, blaming Grand Design, or Grand Design blaming Lippert.
Where I'm landing on this, there's been a lot of drama with Grand Design. And are there Grand Designs out there with frame failure or I-beam cracks or walls coming off? There are. We've featured them on our channel, on our social media. We've got over 21,000 people in your Grand Design Facebook group, which I thought would never, ever happen, but it's you. Are there upset Grand Design customers? Yes. Are there happy Grand Design customers? Yes. I could think of 2 different customers we have, Dustin, that own a fifth wheel and they own a little Imagine, depending on what trip they're going on. And they're supremely happy. And I just think there's a lot of people that are scared because of what they see online, and they don't know who to trust and who to go to. And I guess I've been, every couple has their main issue that they fight about. It's either money, politics, religion, whatever. And you and I, hands down, has been manufacturer warranty. You always want to do it, and I don't. And I've even made that video that you refer to a lot. We used to try and do it. We don't do it. And then there's been this big conundrum because we were fixing I-beam cracks and we're being paid through Lippert to fix it. And then all of a sudden it became very calculated one day with both Lippert and Grand Design. And all of a sudden, all of my pending claims were paid in one day. And I don't think that just happens. And at the same time, we were told, they're Grand Design. They now need to go through Grand Design. And Grand Design would then intervene and try to get these customers to not go to California RV for repairs. So Lippert tried to blame it on Grand Design. Grand Design was being Grand Design. To me, it's a shame that we've built such a following online that you would think Grand Design would want to use that for good. And lately, I feel like it's not. And that's not the YouTube. I'm not Liz Amazing, and that's not to speak bad about Liz Amazing, but I'm not here to do salacious videos. I'm here to do videos on what can sell our time in our shop. Now I'm leaving, Dustin. Where do we take this?
Well, you're right. I mean, I don't know other than, we're here to help you. Recently, like I said, between the SRT team confirming, from customers calling us, emails that have been forwarded to us that were sent to the consumer from Grand Design, interactions back and forth between them, where we got to see what Grand Design advised them of. Phone conversations.
And it was to anywhere but to our shop.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. And basically they were told, if California RV Specialist looks at it, or Dustin, because usually it's me looking at it, if I look at it and identify it, and it's black and white, it's either there, it's not there. If I find it, or I tell you that, yes, you have, frame failure or frame flex, or the coach is losing camber, that they're not going to acknowledge us as a shop or me as a person that's been doing it for 25 years, that handles lawsuits. Obviously we do the YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but does physical repair work, that's why, like, if you are not confident in your dealership, or if you're in our area or you want to come to our area, give us a call. We'll get you scheduled for an appointment. We'll look at the coaches. We can just, take all the pictures and videos and record all the information and present it back to you. And at that point, the manufacturer's going to say, hey, we don't value their opinion. So at that point, if it goes that way, that's something you may have to get somebody legally involved in it. So Jeff and Ben, 5 minutes into seeing what was going on and hearing how many times that frame had been repaired, the first thing I asked them was, have you contacted an attorney? And they said no. And when they got back to me later, I think it was like a week and a half later, they said, we've reached out to like 20 some odd places, and only 2 of them are willing to entertain the idea. And it's just because it's a new area for most of these attorneys. They don't have experience in the frame failure either. They're used to dealing with something that's like sewer, water, power, side out related, something that's preventing you from using the coach. And that's something that's usually been repaired 2 or 3 times. Anything else you want to talk about, Ash, or go into? Or?
No, we've done a lot of jibber jabbering, so I'm trying to figure out how to tie a bow around it. But I do, on behalf of our friends Jeff and Ben, I feel like Grand Design needs to do something to make it right with these folks. And obviously our channel is monetized, but it's not enough to wake me up in the morning. But I think just on behalf of our friends, if there was a video to share and to go viral, I think this is one of them.
Yeah.
It's like our friend Pete West says, this is what they do.
Yeah.
And I've got a bitter taste in my mouth, a dirty taste in my mouth about this particular unit going back to the factory 3 times, and it's worse off than what it ever was. And I haven't talked to Jeff or Ben in 3 or 4 weeks, so maybe Grand Design has made it right with them already. I don't know if they have. I kind of think that they haven't. And I think that Grand Design should. And if there ever was a video to share on behalf of a consumer, this is one.
Yeah.
This is one.
Yeah, I agree.